So these videos are going to be video revisions. It's not going to be like taking the full topic itself and explaining everything concerning the topic. But then I'm just going to take some few questions, go through them with you, and allow you to finish the rest of the questions yourself. So it's just going to be for a revision so that those who are going to write their BEC exams can benefit from these particular videos. So you can send me your answers if you want to, or if you want me to check its correctness for you. After the BEC is written, I'll take my time to go through the topics from beginning to the end so that those in GHS1 and GHS2 will also benefit from understanding everything in relation to the topic. But for now, these videos are going to be just video revisions of the topics by using some examples that would that are capable of appearing in our exams. You can watch these videos over and over again if you want to till you understand. Or if you have any questions, you can just send me a message and I'll gladly respond and explain it for you so that uh, your concerns may be addressed. Okay, so without wasting much time, this is what we'll be doing for now till the BC is written. You start from the first question. Now, when the probability question is given to you, you have to first determine the event. You have to first determine the event. You have to also determine the experiment being performed. And from the experiment, you have to determine the sample space. So you have to determine the sample space from the experiment being performed. And then you have to determine the event from the question to be able to find the probability. Now, we first take uh, finding the probability of single events before we look at how to find the probability of compound events. Okay, so the experiments we are going to concentrate on will be a few. First of all, we are going to concentrate on a throw of a die. So we are going to concentrate on a throw of a die. So the throw of the die can be once, it can also be twice. So it can be just one die being thrown once, or one die being thrown twice, or it can be two dice thrown once. So we are going to look at a throw of a die, a throw of one die once or twice. And we also look at uh, two dice being thrown once. So when the question is given to you, just like the first question says a fair dice or a fair die is thrown once. Find the probability of obtaining, and we have some few questions below it. So the experiment in this question is a throw of a die. So the experiment is, so the experiment from this question is a throw of a die. Now, the question said we are throwing it once. So a throw of a die once. So the experiment from this question is a throw of the die, and then we are throwing it once. So after determining the experiment, you have to also determine the sample space. So in your answer, this is not what you are going to present in your answer. You are not going to write a throw of a die once, but then with that knowledge, you are going to present your answer in this way. So this is how you are going to present your answer. You are first going to state the sample space from the experiment that we are performing. So if you throw a die once, what will be the sample space? If you are throwing a die, it is either you are going to get 1. Now the sample space is all the possible outcomes you can get from throwing a die once. So if you are throwing a die once, all the possible outcomes you can get is so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So if you are throwing a die, all the possible outcomes that you can get out of throwing the die are these. It is either you get a 1, you get a 2, you get a 3, you get a 4, you get a 5, or you get a 6. So how many possible outcomes are here? So the number of possible outcomes that are here are 6. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So all the possible outcomes that are here are 6. So after determining the sample space, what next? The next thing is to be able to determine the event. So the event. So what is the event out of this question? The event is the probability that is being asked to be found. So from the question says a fair die is thrown once. Find the probability of obtaining. So we are going to tackle A. A says obtaining a 5. So we look within the sample space and we locate the event. The event said 5. So this is the event. So the only event that satisfies the question is this one, which is 5. Because the question says we should find the probability of obtaining a 5. So how many events are here? Just 1. So we have just 1 event. So we now have the number of all the possible outcomes we can get. We also have the number of events that the question is seeking for us to find its probability. So what do? We now write the formula for finding probability, and it is P of the event, which is probability of the event, is equal to the number of the event over the number of sample space. So what did we get for the number of events? We got 1. So we will put 1 in place of the number of events. Now, I'll bring my over. So the number of events is 1. I'll bring my over sign. And then I have to bring the number of sample space also below. So the number of events goes to the top, my over sign comes, and the number of sample space comes down. So what will be my number of sample space, which is 6. So I'll bring my 6 here. Okay, so let me clean the arrows. I just wanted you to show you where the items will be. So I'll clean my arrows. So I now have 1/6 as my answer. So the next question is, when we go to fractions, can I simplify 1/6? No, I cannot simplify 1/6. So it means that my answer, my final answer is 1/6. So this will be the solution for finding the probability that I get a 5 upon a throw of a die once. So my solution that I have to present for the examiner will start from this place and then end here. So this will be my solution. Okay. I want you to try this question for me. I'll write it here. A fair die is thrown once. Find the probability of obtaining of obtaining a 2 of obtaining a 2. So this is your question. Try it for me. A fair die is thrown once. Find the probability of obtaining a 2. So you can pause the video and try the question for me. I'll take the B for question 1 and leave the rest for question 1 for you to try. Okay, so since we are still dealing with the same experiment, which is a throw of a fair die once, it means we are still going to have the same sample space. So all the possible outcomes from a throw of one die once is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. How many are they? There are 6. So what will be the event from this particular question? The question says a number less than 4. So what are the numbers less than 4 in the sample space? We have 1, 2, and then 3. So these are the numbers less than 4 in the sample space. How many are they? There are 3 in number. So I can now go ahead and find the probability of the event, which is the number of the event all over the number of the sample space. So how many are the events? There are 3. How many are the sample spaces? There are 6. Can I simplify 3/6? Yes. So 3 times 1 will give us 3. 3 times 2 is going to give us 6. So I have 1/2 as my final answer. So the probability of finding a number less than 4 from a throw of a die once is 1/2. So if you want to find the probability for C, it means since it is the same experiment, the first 2 are going to remain the same. What will change is the event. So a number greater than 4, you list the numbers that are greater than 4 for the event, find how many are they, and then substitute them into your formula. If you want prime numbers, event, list the prime numbers in the events, and then how many are they, then you substitute them into the formula. It follows that principle till the end of question 1. So try the questions If you are done, you can send me your answers. If you don't have the question, you can send me a message so that I send you the questions for you to try for me. Okay, thank you. We meet same time tomorrow. God bless you all.